like a mixtape, whether it be like on an actual, cassette or CD or...
I've made cassettes. I've never made a CD.
No?
It's easy to make CDs.
Do I make playlists? I do indeed make playlists.
I sit around and listen to the radio and wait for a particular song to come on and have your hand and your fingers on the button to wait for that song to come on, and so you sit there for hours and hours and listen. So there wasn't really the method was like just crossing your fingers and hoping that you got the song that you were waiting for and didn't miss it.
But you can make a cassette mix with no computer skills.
Absolutely.
You've got whatever your source is, turntable, whatever, you can make a cassette really simply.
I do not make mixtapes. I use Spotify primarily because it's just the go-to.
So you've never made like a CD?
I've never made a CD, no.
For me, it was just playing song after song after song because I wanted to hear different songs from different artists. I had other friends that would do full DJ mixes and do from this song segueing into this song just like you would listen to a DJ.
First playlist, because that's the one I always go back and edit and just take out something that you've heard too much, put something new in that you've never heard before but you vibe with. I don't want to have any song on it that's you want to skip it. You just want to listen to every song that's on that playlist. You want to listen to every song on that playlist.
Because it was cassette tape, so you have to judge it just right. There was more to it because there was more timing involved, and it wasn't like a CD where you just pick up the next track. You had to stop and fast forward and back up and fast forward.
You can make your own you can make the art on the inlay card. You can Xerox it. You can make anything.
Right.
You're writing the song titles on those little lines.
I couldn't get all the albums. I couldn't just go drop $100 every week at the record store, but we could pass tapes back and forth to friends, and we would do 2 songs here or 3 songs there, and so we'd have a variety of everything on one tape. So, but you have to remember the mixtape thing was before or right at the time when MTV was starting, and there wasn't a whole lot of music videos, so the only way to really hear new music without owning it was for a friend to give you a mixtape.
It's different in that sense, I guess, simply because physically having to open up and put something in and take the time to do that, as opposed to just click, click, click. Digitized music, you can just you can spend more time actually thinking, and you can create more. I think you can create so many more playlists in a very short amount of time. So playlist versus mixtape, you're pretty committed. You
mix it
with the mixtape.
When did you start making playlists?
I don't know, my freshman year, when I first got Spotify, I made my first playlist called Uber Trill. It's basically all just rock and roll, just classic stuff, because, I don't know, that's just what I was into at the time.
I don't make mixtapes, but what I do is I make collections of music. I play playlist, basically. Yeah. So my playlist is now my mixtape.
Well, it's hard to remember kind of too, what was on particular ones, but I remember making this random mixtape for myself, these songs that I think I had gotten from other people. Right. And it was just my mixtape kind of for me. It wasn't what I made for anybody else. I'd bring my jam box and have it sitting there listening to the music because I just had to sit there by myself. Right. And so I'd bring these mixtapes, and I can remember one that these 2 college guys were like, wow, that's really, that's really cool. And it was weird, random stuff that these guys, and there was all kinds of songs on there like that. So that these guys were like, oh, that's really good. And one of them was like, hey, can you make me a copy of that? I was like, I guess. We'd always have a tape in the tape player. And so we played this one tape over and over again. And eventually it just literally just broke in half. Right. And I was so crushed.
The reason we had mixtapes was to get more music that our friends wanted us to have access to. You couldn't just go to YouTube and download a song. You couldn't just go to a link. There was no internet in 1978 or back in the day. So if you had an album and there were some cool songs on it and your friend didn't want to buy the album, you could make him a tape of the best songs on this album and the best songs on that album and the best songs on another album, and you could hand him the tape and go, hey, listen to all these songs. And basically that's what we use mixtapes for, to turn each other on to different kinds of music.
I guess I kind of have a rule. I usually try and make every playlist like specific. Like I want it to have like a purpose. A list of things I make playlists for. Pre-game, like for athletics. Just like chill. I have like multiple chill playlists.
I think a lot about the sort of the playlists and things that we've kind of made together and talked about.
Yeah.
When we go on road trips or we would go camping or whatever. And
that's a different kind of playlist too, because like we kind
of made them together almost.
Right.
I just really like music, so I feel like it's like the responsible thing to do is make a playlist so I can actually have everything in order.
So the mixtape was kind of used in my life a few different ways. When I was a kid, it was to listen to new music that had been put out commercially.
I think it's one of those things that can mark a particular time in your life, good or bad. It can mark something that was some people in your life at a particular time. I think a lot of people, I think the older you get, you equate particular music with something that was going on in the world at the time.
So the mixtape was used differently in different times for me.
Why do you think that act of giving music to someone is so just ingrained and important and just, matters to people?
When you give music to somebody, if you're making them a CD, making them a tape, you can give them this one song which this person you're giving it to may not have known even existed. They may not have realized that, oh, wait, this person knows about this.
Right.
That means they might already know what's cool. They might have no idea. So in that respect, you're turning them on something which they're probably going to like.
If someone asked me to make them a playlist, I would just tell them to make their own playlist, because everyone has like a different taste in music.
For people like us, that music is very important, very
it's more than just sound.
Yeah, and so I think people that feel that way, that it's a pretty deep thing to equate another person, and it's always fun to hear what
different people.
Yeah, absolutely. And what they think we might like. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of music that Jason doesn't send to us because he knows we wouldn't like it, and vice versa. Right. So it's always fun to discover new
stuff.
Different people would pass each other tapes, and instead of you having to go buy the whole album or an album, you could pass each other mixtapes and show each other songs that you liked, and your friends could play them and return them to you. When I was growing up, people would give me a tape of this or that mix that they had done, and it wasn't so much a DJ type of mix. It was basically, have you heard this song? Bam, here it is.
You find something out about somebody, the things that they're embarrassed to tell people about, and I think that's pretty powerful stuff too. So when you give it to somebody else, you're saying something to them about how you feel. So I hadn't really thought about that as like a mixtape, but that's exactly what it was.
So this documentary is about mixtapes.